Welcome to another edition of the Nightly Nuge. I mentioned this last night, Ted. Do we have equal justice under the law? Do the Trumps get treated the same as the Clintons, get treated the same as the Bidens? Is that true? I doubt it myself personally. We're seeing what's going on in New York. But I know our guest tonight, John Stubbins, who's working on an incredible documentary, has a strong opinion on that. Ted, before we go to John, do you think we have equal justice at the moment?
Nobody does. Nobody thinks we have equal justice. Even the people perpetrating unequal justice, where they literally charge people with murder when on film they protect themselves from a gun-wielding monster during a violent terrorism attack in Austin, Texas. Sergeant Dan Perry brought his weapon, his legally carried. Legally carried. Like, what isn't legal? Constitutional carry. What other kind of carry is there? Where Sergeant Dan Perry raised his handgun to stop a man from killing him with a rifle, and the punks in Austin, Texas, so-called justice system, court system, charged Sergeant Dan Perry with murder for not letting a man kill him with a rifle. And everybody knows that there is no equal justice. The United States justice system is on the side of criminals, and they literally re-victimize the victims if you just execute self-defense. So I'll let John elaborate on it, because I'm sure there are millions of examples. Kyle Rittenhouse had to go bankrupt and put his life in danger again for stopping a man from killing him on film. Now the man who tried to kill him is suing him for not letting him kill him. It's literally Planet of the Apes cuckoo's nest. So John Stubbins, your documentary, I imagine, will elaborate on this, and the people need to know this, don't they?
Yeah, yes, sir. And you're right, Ted. It's Bizarro World. Bizarro. Okay. It's actually called American Anarchy. Okay. That is the title of the documentary. And underneath that, there is no equal justice. Okay. So we know there's no equal justice. We know there's a two-tier justice system. You saw what they did to my friend Carter Page. This all started in 2015 when President Trump announced that he was running for president. And when that happened, they entered into the Trump campaign using the fake and false and illegal, by the way, FISA warrants. Everybody knows about that. Yep. So my documentary starts right there, and it covers Carter's story, what happened to General Flynn, Roger Stone, all of that, Fusion GPS, Crossfire Hurricane, the Russia hoax, all of that leading up through today, through the current Durham investigation and the indictments that have come down over the last few months. Okay. But here's the deal. All the while that's happening, what's happening in the background? BLM, Antifa, they're burning, looting, murdering, robbing, assaulting, causing mayhem. So we've got two things going on at once, but the two-tier justice system is alive and well. And Kyle Rittenhouse is a perfect example of that. The sergeant in Austin, perfect example of that. They want us to be defenseless so that these thugs can get together 20 on 1 or 20 on 2 or 50 on 1 and just bury us. And that's not going to happen.
There's research right now in New York City where the great Jim Jordan has spotlighted the cockroaches, and this Nadler freak claimed that it's not about people being victimized by the court system. If the bodega owner literally on film protected his life from a savage attack, and he was charged with murder under Bragg.
Yes.
There's all kinds, there's victims, there's thousands of victims in Democrat-run cities with George Soros supported district attorneys and prosecuting attorneys, where the victims are re-victimized, and the murderers and the rapists and the stabbers and the bludgeoners and the carjackers are let out to do it over and over and over 6,000 times. Around 300 mass thieves were released for 6,000 major felony crimes. And Bragg allows this. In Chicago, the DA, they catch people shooting people on film and they drop the gun charge. But if a law-abiding citizen is carrying a gun to protect himself and hasn't done a damn thing wrong, they find themselves being prosecuted for a felony. It's not prosecution, it's persecution. So I can't wait to see. The name of the documentary, once again, John, is what?
It's American Anarchy. There is no equal justice.
Amen
okay.
to that.
And by the way, that Chicago DA, Kim Foxx, that's the same DA that came up to try to bamboozle us with the Jesse Smollett nonsense.
Sure. It's all a scam. Keith, this is a very important subject, so I think the people need to respond. Once again, this is the Nightly Nuge, and I've got this hat on right here. It says, I will not comply. If we comply with the anti-justice monsters out there, then we get what we ask for. If we comply with immoral and anti-constitutional decrees and mandates, then it's our fault. So this hat is available at tednugent.com. We're going to promote this all week because people are asking me all the time, where do I get the flag? Where do I get the hat? These hats, these middle fingers, we the people, defiant, critical thinking hats are available at tednugent.com because, you know, if we don't speak up, if we don't raise hell, then the enemy will continue to win. So, Keith, we're doing God's work here, and a big salute to you and the entire Nightly Nuge team. And, John, thank you for not being afraid and standing up, my friend.
Now, John, you have a big event. You have a big event coming up down in Nashville. We're out of time today. If you come back tomorrow night, we're going to talk about that event, but give us the nuts and bolts of the event real quick before we go tonight.
Yes, John Rich, Lee Greenwood, they're hosting me. It's a fundraiser for the documentary so that we can get it released next year before the election take place. This is a game changer. It is going to move the needle in a big way, and we must get it out. But I need your help, America.
When is it?
When is what?
The event.
Oh, I'm sorry. The event is May 21st. It's a Sunday from 5 to 9 p.m. at John Rich's private home.
Well, tomorrow night, it's the Friday free-for-all, which we always talk about entertainment. I'm going to let you talk about that as well. And maybe we'll let you pick your favorite Ted Nugent song and see if he might be able to strum a chord or two. That'll be tomorrow night on the free-for-all edition of the Nightly Nuge.